Hello, and welcome to Speak Up English. I am Brian, your English professor. Today we have a very special and powerful lesson for you. This video is a complete graded reader. It is designed specifically for students at the A2 level. We are going to practice American English listening. You can use this video in many ways. You can listen to my voice while you relax. You can read the text on the screen to practice your reading skills. You can even practice the shadowing technique by repeating the words after me. Our topic today is the journey of learning English. We will talk about how to study, how to remember words, and how to become a confident speaker. Find a comfortable place. Take a deep breath. Let us begin our adventure. Chapter 1. The Dream of Learning While You Sleep. Have you ever seen an advertisement on the internet? An advertisement that promises something amazing. It might say, "Learn English fast, just listen while you sleep." It sounds like a wonderful dream. Imagine going to bed, putting on your headphones, and waking up in the morning with a brain full of new English words. It seems too good to be true. This idea is often called sleep learning. The idea is that your brain can listen to information while you are sleeping, and you can learn without any effort. Many people want to believe this is possible. Our lives are very busy. We have work, we have school, we have family, and we have chores. It can be difficult to find the time to study a new language. So the idea of learning while we sleep is very attractive. It feels like a magic shortcut. But here is the important question. Does it really work? Can you really become fluent in English just by listening to audio files at night? Scientists have studied this question for many years. They have studied the human brain during sleep. They have done many experiments with memory and language. And the answer, in the end, is quite simple. The answer is no. You cannot learn a new language like English while you are sleeping. This might be disappointing news for some people. It is sad to know that the magic shortcut is not real. But this is also very good news. It is good news because now you can stop looking for magic tricks. Now you can focus on the real methods that truly work. Learning a language is not a magic trick. It is a journey. It is a process. It requires effort, time, and dedication. But this journey is also very rewarding. The feeling of understanding a beautiful movie in English is amazing. The feeling of having a conversation with a new friend from another country is a much better feeling than any magic trick can give you. So in this book, we are going to talk about the real path to learning English. We will forget about the dream of sleep learning, and we will focus on real, effective, and enjoyable ways to learn. This is not a story about shortcuts. This is a story about building real skills, step by step. This is the story of how you can truly learn English. Chapter 2. The Real Secret. Active learning versus passive learning. To understand why sleep learning does not work, we need to understand two very important ideas. These ideas are active learning and passive learning. These two ideas are the key to understanding how our brains learn a language. First, what is passive learning? Passive learning is when you receive information without doing anything with it. Your brain is not working hard. It is like sitting in a car and looking out the window. You see many things, but you are not driving the car. You are just a passenger. Examples of passive learning include listening to an English podcast while you are doing something else, like cooking or cleaning. Another example is watching an English movie with subtitles in your own language, or having an English TV show on in the background while you look at your smartphone. In these situations, your ears hear the English language, but your brain is not fully engaged. You are a passive observer. Passive learning is not completely useless. It can help you get used to the sounds and the rhythm of English. It can make you feel more comfortable with the language. But it is not enough to help you learn and remember new things effectively. Sleep learning is the most passive form of learning there is. Your brain is resting, not working. Now, what is active learning? Active learning is the exact opposite. Active learning is when your brain is working hard. You are engaged with the material. You are thinking. You are doing. and you are using the language. It is like driving the car, not just sitting in it. You have to pay attention to the road, use the steering wheel, and make decisions. Examples of active learning include listening to an English podcast and trying to write down the main ideas in a notebook. Another example is watching an English movie with English subtitles and pausing the movie to look up new words in a dictionary. Speaking English with a language partner is active. Writing a short paragraph in your English journal is active. Doing a grammar exercise or a vocabulary quiz is active. In these situations, you are not just receiving information, you are interacting with it. You are using your brain to understand, remember, and produce the language. Why is active learning so important? Active learning is the real secret to making progress in English. When you are active, you are telling your brain, this information is important. You need to remember this. Your brain then works to create strong connections. These strong connections are what we call memory. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. Can you learn to ride a bicycle just by watching videos of other people riding? No, it is impossible. You have to get on the bicycle yourself. You have to try to pedal. You will probably fall down a few times. But every time you try, every time you practice, your brain and your body learn. You are learning actively. Learning English is exactly the same. You cannot become fluent just by passively listening. You must actively participate in the process. You must try to speak, even if you make mistakes. You must try to write, even if your sentences are not perfect. You must try to understand, even if it is difficult. The goal is not to find the easiest way to learn. The goal is to find the most effective way to learn. And the most effective way is always active. Chapter 3. Finding your reason. Learning a new language is a big decision. It is the start of a long and exciting journey. Before you learn your first word, and before you study your first grammar rule, you must ask yourself one very important question. Why? Why do you want to learn English? This question is the foundation of your entire learning journey. Your answer is your motivation. It is the fuel that will keep you going when the journey feels difficult. Many people have simple answers. They say, I want to learn English. But this is not a strong reason. It is not enough. You need a clear and personal vision. A vision is a picture in your mind of your future success. Let us think about some weak reasons and then let us make them stronger. A weak reason is, I want to speak English fluently. This is weak because fluently is not specific. What does it mean? A stronger reason, a real vision could be, I want to have a 15-minute conversation in English with my friend from London without feeling nervous. I want to understand his jokes and tell him about my day. Do you see the difference? The second reason is personal and specific. You can imagine it. You can feel it. Another weak reason is, I want to travel. This is a good start, but we can make it better. A stronger vision could be, I want to travel to New York City. I want to confidently order food in a restaurant, ask for directions on the street, and have a simple conversation with the people I meet. I want to feel independent and not scared. One more weak reason is, I need English for my job. This is a common reason, but let us make it more powerful. A stronger vision could be, I want to get a promotion at my job. To do this, I need to be able to write professional emails to my international clients and participate in meetings in English. I want to feel confident and professional. Take some time today to think about your why. What is your personal, specific vision for learning English? Is it to connect with a family member who lives abroad? Is it to understand the lyrics of your favorite songs? Is it to study at a university in another country? Your reason must be important to you. It must be meaningful. When you have a clear vision, something amazing happens. Studying English is no longer something you have to do. It becomes something you want to do. You are not just learning a language. You are working towards your dream. Write down your vision. Put it somewhere you can see it every day. Put it on your desk or on the wall in your room. When you feel tired or unmotivated, you can look at your vision. You can remember why you started. This clear reason will be your guide and your greatest strength on the journey ahead. Chapter 4. Building your listening skills actively. We know that listening is the foundation of language learning, but just hearing English is not enough. We need to practice active listening. Active listening means you are paying full attention and trying to understand the message. Let us explore some active listening techniques that you can start using today. Technique 1. Focused listening. This is the opposite of having English on in the background. For this technique, you need to find a quiet place where you will not be distracted. Put your phone away. Close tabs on your computer. Your only job for the next 10 or 15 minutes is to listen. Choose a short audio clip. It can be from a podcast for English learners, a short news story, or even a scene from a TV show. The audio should be at your level or just a little bit difficult. First, listen to the entire audio clip one time. Do not stop. Just try to understand the general topic or the main idea. What is it about? Who is speaking? What is the mood? Second, listen again. This time you can pause the audio. Try to understand more details. If there is a word you do not know, but you think it is important, write it down. Third, listen one more time. Now that you know the main idea and some of the details, see how much more you can understand. You will be surprised. This focused practice trains your brain to pay attention and to find meaning even when you do not understand every word. Technique 2. Listening with a purpose. Another way to be an active listener is to give yourself a task to do while you listen. This gives you a reason to listen carefully. Here are some simple tasks you can do. Listen for specific information. Before you listen, ask yourself a question. For example, if you are listening to a weather report, your question could be, "What will the temperature be tomorrow?" Then you listen carefully just for the answer to that question. Listen and write down keywords. Listen to a short audio clip and write down the 5 most important words you hear. This forces you to identify the key vocabulary. Listen and summarize. After you listen to a story or a short talk, try to say or write a one-sentence summary. For example, this audio was about a man who wants to buy a new car. When you listen with a purpose, you are not just a passive receiver of sound. You are an active searcher for information. Technique 3. Using transcripts. A transcript is the written text of an audio recording. Many podcasts and videos for English learners provide a transcript. This is an incredibly powerful tool for active listening. Here is a great method to use with transcripts. Listen first without the text. Try to understand as much as you can. Then, listen again while reading the transcript. This is where you connect the sounds you hear with the words you see. You can see the spelling of new words and how sentences are formed. Next, read the transcript out loud. Now you can practice your own pronunciation. Try to copy the intonation and rhythm of the native speaker. Finally, listen one last time without the text. You will be amazed at how much clearer the audio sounds. This process turns a simple listening exercise into a powerful lesson that includes reading and speaking practice as well. Active listening is a skill. It requires more effort than passive listening, but the results are much, much better. By practicing these techniques, you are not just hearing English, you are truly learning to understand it. Chapter 5. Building your speaking skills actively. Speaking is often the biggest fear for English learners, but it is also one of the most important skills. You can learn to speak English, even if you do not live in an English-speaking country, and even if you do not have a teacher. The key, once again, is active practice. Let us look at some simple but powerful ways to actively practice your speaking. Technique 1. The power of speaking aloud. The first step to becoming a better speaker is to get comfortable with the sound of your own voice, speaking English. The best way to do this is to speak out loud. Even when you are alone, read out loud. When you are doing reading practice, do not just read silently in your head. Read the text out loud. This does two things. First, it practices your pronunciation. Your mouth and tongue are muscles, and they need exercise to make the new sounds of English. Second, it helps you remember the words and sentences better because you are both seeing them and hearing them. Repeat what you hear. When you are watching a movie or listening to a podcast and you hear a short, interesting sentence, pause the audio, repeat the sentence out loud. Try to copy the speaker's pronunciation and intonation exactly. This is a simple but very effective way to improve your accent and sound more natural. Technique 2. Narrate your life. Narrating your life means describing what you are doing, seeing, or thinking out loud in English. This is active speaking practice at its best. You are not repeating sentences from a book. You are creating your own sentences about your own life. This forces your brain to actively search for words and build sentences. Let us practice. Imagine it is the morning. You can say, "Okay, it is time to get up. I am walking to the kitchen now. I am going to make some coffee. I need a cup and some water." Imagine you are at the supermarket. You can say, "I am in the supermarket. I need to buy some vegetables. I see the carrots. I am putting some carrots in my basket." It might feel strange at first, but this is one of the most powerful ways to start thinking in English and to make your speaking more automatic. Technique 3. Answer questions out loud. Another great way to practice speaking by yourself is to find questions and answer them out loud. You can find lists of simple conversation questions online. You will find questions like, "What is your favorite color?" "What did you do last weekend?" Or, "What are your hobbies?" Read the question and then try to answer it out loud in a full sentence. For example, if the question is, "What is your favorite food?" Do not just say one word, like pizza. Say, "My favorite food is pizza. I like it because it has cheese and tomatoes. I sometimes eat pizza on Fridays." This is excellent practice because you are forming complete sentences and giving extra details, just like in a real conversation. Technique 4. Use a voice recorder. Your smartphone has a voice recorder app. This is a very useful tool. You can record yourself doing any of the speaking exercises above. After you record yourself, listen back. How is your pronunciation? Are you speaking clearly? Are you making any common grammar mistakes? Listening to yourself can be a little strange at first, but it is the best way to find your own weaknesses and work on improving them. You become your own teacher. Speaking English is a physical skill. You have to practice it to get better. Do not wait for the perfect moment to start speaking. The perfect moment is now. Chapter 6. Building your reading skills actively. Reading is a wonderful way to learn English. It is quiet. You can do it anywhere, and you can go at your own pace. But to get the most benefit from reading, you need to be an active reader. An active reader does not just let their eyes move over the words. An active reader thinks about what they are reading. Let us explore some simple techniques to become a more active and effective reader. Technique 1. Before you read, predict. Before you even start reading an article or a story, take 30 seconds to look at it and make some predictions. Look at the title. What do you think the text will be about? Look at any pictures. Pictures give you big clues about the story. Read the first sentence. The first sentence of a paragraph often tells you the main idea. When you make predictions, you are activating your brain. You are getting it ready to understand the text. Technique 2. While you read, interact with the text. Do not just be a passive consumer of words. Interact with what you are reading. Use a pen or a highlighter to mark important things. You can highlight new vocabulary words that you do not know. You can highlight interesting phrases or the main idea of each paragraph. Write notes in the margin. If you are reading your own book, you can write small notes on the side of the page. You can write a question, a thought, or a summary of a paragraph. This helps you to check your understanding as you go. Technique 3. After you read, summarize and retell. What you do after you finish reading is very important for your memory. Close the book or turn off the screen. Now, try to summarize what you just read. You can write a few sentences in your notebook that explain the main points of the text, or you can speak the summary out loud. You can pretend you are telling a friend about the story you just read. Technique 4. The just read method. Sometimes it is also important to just read for pleasure. This is called extensive reading. For this method, you choose a book that is very easy for you. You should understand almost all the words. When you do extensive reading, you do not stop to look up words. You do not take notes. You just read. You read for fun, like you would in your own language. This method is very good for building your reading speed and your confidence. It reminds you that reading in English can be a relaxing and enjoyable activity. A good learning plan should include both active reading with a difficult text and extensive reading with an easy, enjoyable text. Chapter 7. Building your writing skills actively. Writing is a skill that many English learners avoid. They think it is too difficult, or they worry too much about making spelling and grammar mistakes. But just like speaking, writing is an active skill that helps you improve in many ways. When you write, you have to slow down, choose your words carefully, and think about sentence structure. You do not need to write a perfect essay to practice your writing. You can start with very simple, short, and practical exercises. Technique 1. The daily sentence. This is the easiest way to start a writing habit. The goal is to write just one sentence in English every day. That is it, one sentence. What can you write about? You can write about anything. You can write about something you did today. For example, I ate a delicious apple. You can write about how you feel. I feel very happy today because it is sunny. The power of this technique is in its consistency. If you write one sentence every day, by the end of the year, you will have written 365 sentences. You will have built a strong habit, and you will no longer be afraid of writing in English. Technique 2. The private journal. A journal is your secret, private space to practice writing because nobody else will read it. You can write freely without worrying about mistakes. This is very important for building confidence. Try writing a short paragraph in your journal every evening before you go to bed. You can summarize your day. Today was a busy day. I went to work in the morning. After work, I went to the supermarket. Now I am tired and ready to sleep. Keeping a journal helps you get used to expressing your personal thoughts and experiences in English. Technique 3. Guided writing. Sometimes it is difficult to know what to write about. This is where guided writing can help. Guided writing means you use a model or a prompt to help you write. You can use the copying method. Find a short, well-written paragraph in English. Read it carefully, then copy it by hand into your notebook. When you copy, you pay attention to every word, every comma, and every period. You are noticing the structure of good writing. Or you can use a prompt. A prompt is a question or a topic that gives you an idea for writing. For example, what is your favorite holiday? Describe it. Prompts like these make writing feel like a fun game. Chapter 8. How to remember vocabulary forever. You learn a new word. You feel excited. You write it down. The next day, it is gone. Does this sound familiar? Forgetting vocabulary is one of the most frustrating parts of learning a language, but it does not have to be this way. The problem is often not your memory, it is the method you are using to learn. Just reading a word and its translation is not enough for your brain to create a strong memory. You need to use more active and creative techniques. Let us explore some powerful methods to make new English words stick in your brain forever. Method 1. Make it personal. Our brains are very good at remembering things that are connected to our own lives, our feelings, and our experiences. So, when you learn a new word, Do not just write the definition. Create a sentence using that word that is true for you. For example, let us say you learn the adjective exhausted, which means very, very tired. A bad example sentence is, the man is exhausted. This is boring and has no connection to you. A good personal example sentence is, after I cleaned my whole apartment on Saturday, I felt exhausted. Now, the word is connected to a real feeling and a real memory in your life. This personal connection is like glue for your memory. Method 2. Create a strong visual image. Our brains think in pictures. An image is much more powerful than just a word. When you learn a new word, close your eyes for 10 seconds and create a mental movie for it. Make the image strange, funny, or full of emotion. Strong images are easier to remember. For example, let us say you learn the verb to shiver, which means to shake slightly because you are cold or scared. Your mental movie, imagine you are standing outside in the winter. You are wearing only a t-shirt. You feel the cold wind on your skin, and your whole body starts to shake uncontrollably. That feeling, that action, that is shivering. When you create this strong sensory image, your brain has a picture to connect to the word. Method 3. Learn word friends. Collocations in English. Some words are almost always found together. These word partnerships are called collocations. Learning words together with their friends makes you sound much more natural, and it is easier for your brain to remember them as a single chunk. Many learners translate directly from their native language. For example, they might say, a strong rain, but the natural English collocation is heavy rain. Instead of just learning the word mistake, learn the full phrase, make a mistake. Instead of just learning photo, learn take a photo. When you see a new word, ask yourself, what other words are often used with it? Method 4. Use spaced repetition. Learning a word once is not enough. To move a word from your short-term memory to your long-term memory, you need to review it multiple times, with breaks in between. This is called spaced repetition. The schedule. A good review schedule is Review 1, 10 minutes after you first learn the word. Review 2, 1 day later. Review 3, 3 days later. Review 4, 1 week later. Review 5, 1 month later. This system feels like magic, but it is based on science. It tells your brain that this information is important and should be saved. You can use flashcard apps that use this system automatically, or you can do it yourself with a notebook. Method 5. Use the word actively. The final and most important step is to use the new word. You have to take it out of your notebook and use it in a real way. Try the 24-hour challenge. When you learn a new word, give yourself a challenge. You must try to use that word in the next 24 hours. You can use it when you are speaking to yourself, you can use it in your daily journal, or you can use it in a comment you write on YouTube. The act of retrieving the word from your memory and using it to communicate is the final step that locks it into your brain. Chapter 9. The importance of a routine. We have talked about many different methods for practicing English, but how do you make sure you actually do them? The answer is simple, but very powerful. You need a routine. A routine is a plan that you follow every day or every week. It is a habit. When you have a routine, you do not need to use your motivation or willpower every day. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings can change. Some days you feel motivated, some days you do not. But a routine is an action. It is something you do, even when you do not feel like it. Why are routines powerful? They save mental energy. When you have a routine, you do not have to make a decision every day about what to study. The decision is already made. They also build momentum. When you do something every day, even for a short time, it is like pushing a big ball. At first, it is hard to get it moving, but once it is rolling, it is much easier to keep it going. A daily learning habit builds momentum. Small, consistent actions lead to big results over time. Studying for 15 minutes every day is almost 2 hours of study per week. That is over 100 hours of study in a year. These small daily efforts add up to amazing progress. How to create your routine. Find your time. Look at your daily schedule. When do you have a small amount of free time? It could be 15 minutes in the morning or 20 minutes during your lunch break. Find a time that is usually free and quiet. This will be your English time. Start small. This is very important. Do not try to create a routine that is too ambitious. Do not say, "I will study for 3 hours every day." This is very difficult to maintain. It is much better to start with a small, realistic goal, like, "I will study for 15 minutes every day." Use habit stacking. A great way to build a new habit is to connect it to an old habit that you already do every day. For example, after I drink my morning coffee, I will do my English practice. When I get on the bus to go to work, I will listen to an English podcast. When you connect your new English habit to an existing habit, it is much easier to remember. Be flexible and forgive yourself. Life is unpredictable. Some days you will be very busy or very tired. Some days you might miss your routine. That is okay. It is not a disaster. The important thing is to not miss 2 days in a row. If you miss one day, forgive yourself and get back to your routine the next day. Chapter 10. The importance of fun and passion. We have talked a lot about methods, techniques, and routines. These things are very important, but there is one more ingredient that is essential for success in language learning. That ingredient is fun. If you are not having fun, you will not continue. If your learning feels like a boring, difficult chore, you will eventually lose your motivation and stop. The most successful language learners are the ones who find a way to make the process enjoyable. They connect English with their passions. What is a passion? A passion is something you love to do. It makes you feel happy, interested, and energetic. What are your passions? Maybe you love music. Maybe you love movies, video games, cooking, or sports. Whatever your passion is, you can use it to learn English. When you combine English with something you already love, it does not feel like studying anymore. It just feels like enjoying your hobby. If you love movies, start watching your favorite movies again, but this time in English. You already know the story, so it will be easier to understand. If you love video games, change the language setting of your favorite game to English. You will be so focused on playing the game that you will learn new words without even trying. If you love cooking, find a simple recipe blog or a YouTube channel in English. Try to follow a recipe and cook a meal. You will learn vocabulary for food and ingredients. And at the end, you get to eat a delicious meal. If you love sports, read news articles about your favorite team in English. Listen to a sports podcast. You will be so motivated to understand the information that you will learn very quickly. When you are doing something you love, your brain is happy. It is relaxed and open to new information. You are not stressed or bored. You are engaged. Make English your hobby, not just your subject. Conclusion. Your journey, your success. We have reached the end of our reading journey for today. We have traveled a long way together. We started with the dream of learning while you sleep, and we learned that the real path to success is through active, consistent, and enjoyable practice. Let us take a moment to review the most important ideas. 1. There are no magic shortcuts. You cannot become fluent overnight. Real progress comes from real effort. 2. Active learning is key. You must engage your brain. Listen with focus, speak with courage, read with curiosity, and write with purpose. 3. Consistency is more important than intensity. It is much better to practice for 15 minutes every day than to practice for 3 hours once a week. Your best friend on this journey is your daily routine. 4. Make it personal and fun. Connect English to your own life and your passions. When you are having fun, you will never lose your motivation. 5. Be patient and kind to yourself. Learning a language is a long journey. There will be good days and bad days. Do not compare yourself to other people. The only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small it seems. Every new word you learn, every sentence you understand, every short conversation you have, these are all victories. Celebrate them. You have started a wonderful adventure. Learning English will open up new worlds for you. It will allow you to connect with new people, explore new cultures, and discover new ideas. You have already taken a huge step today by completing this long reading practice. This shows that you have the dedication to succeed. The journey ahead is long, but you have a map, you have the tools, and you have the ability. Believe in yourself, trust the process, and enjoy every step of the way. Your success is waiting for you. Congratulations, you have just finished a very long reading practice in English. I hope you feel motivated and ready to continue your journey. Remember, the most important step is always the next one you take. Keep practicing, keep believing in yourself, and I will see you in the next lesson. Goodbye.